I'm so excited, Robbie, but this is another massive game on Sunday. It's massive!
It is a massive game, but first of all, a big congratulations going out to the 6 winners that won last week. This weekend, we've got £12,500 to give away in a combined prize pot. That's £10,000 for Saturday's league games and £2,500 for the game of the day, Arsenal versus Manchester United. What do you reckon, Lee?
I reckon we're going to get 3 goals on 3 goals.
3 goals? That's brave, Lee. Man United are on form, you know.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, so are the mighty Arsenal. The Gunners, we're the team that's in form.
I hope that you can prove me wrong, mate. I'll tell you that.
Let's hope you lot prove him wrong as well. Click the link, make your picks, and let's go. Come on, you Gunners!
Hi, and welcome along to the Invincible podcast with my man, Lee the Judge Judges in the building. Hope you guys been having a great week.
It's been a good week, Robbie.
It's been a fantastic week.
It's been a good week.
Oh, man. Spurs on Sunday. Went there, and as I called it, light work lane. And then even last night, watching that game, Man United, you know, I was just laughing, right? Laughing. The equaliser right at the end. What a goal, by the way.
What a free kick, yeah.
He's some player, by the way. I'll tell you what, they're going to do well to hold on to him. And Casemiro, yellow card. I thought that should be the red, by the way.
Yeah.
Right? Out of the game, Manchester United versus Arsenal, or shall I say Arsenal versus Man United at the weekend. Big game at the Emirates. And it's been good.
Disappointed, Robbie. I'm disappointed that Casemiro's not playing because I wanted to see him play.
Yeah.
And disappointed because if they would have won that game yesterday, like Man United, it would have been first versus second going into the Emirates. Back like the old days. It would have been back like the old days. Vieira, Keane, Partey versus Casemiro. I'm a little bit disappointed by it all, but because
hold on, wait a minute. Remember when we played them at their place, we didn't have Partey, remember?
No,
we were missing Partey, so
didn't.
we had to do it without Partey. So they're going to have to do it without Casemiro. The way they were whinging about that. Oh my God, Casemiro's out! Oh! Gosh, it's one player. I mean, I know he's been an important player for them. Obviously, I get it, right?
Fantastic player.
And he is a fantastic player, but I was just like,
transformed them.
All right, you know what I mean? He's like, you know, get over it, man.
David.
How many times have we been missing players?
David De Gea. It's not fair. Arsenal have played. We've had to play today, and Arsenal haven't. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't worried about that at Christmas dinner, was he? Like thinking he ain't got to play Boxing Day when we had to. You know?
Exactly.
What I mean? Like,
not only that, right? He's there whinging and saying that because basically what he's saying is unfair that they had to play that game during the week against Crystal Palace, knowing that Casemiro, if he's one yellow card away from a suspension, ahead of the game against Arsenal. Now, none of them were arguing, right, when they had that game during the week before that Arsenal game, because they were all saying, Man United fans, yeah, if we win that game and then we go to the Emirates and we beat them, we're only 3 points behind them. We're right in the title race. That's what they were saying, innit?
Yeah.
Right? Now, all of a sudden, it ain't gone for him. De Gea's there moaning about it. Shut up, man. Shut up, right? Get on with it, man. As a matter of fact, I like what their manager, Ten Hag, said after the game. He goes, listen, last time we beat them without Casemiro, so we have to respect that. You know what I mean? He was the only one. You know what I mean? You got, and to be fair, he has transformed.
Yeah, listen, like Man United, like this is this.
It's a different United.
It's a different United, and I'm going to be honest. The Premier League for us, Arsenal, Man United, it was something special. Where those games were something to look for. It's lost its little bit of thing because both teams have been in, you know, not. Let's be honest, both teams. You know what I mean. But now both teams are back, and you know, I can't wait for Sunday. I can't
wait. We're going to talk a little bit. We're going to talk a lot about that a little bit later on in the show. We've also got our pick 10s to do, so look out for that. You can see he didn't do very well. I didn't do very well either, right? But we've got our pick 10s to discuss, and we're going to be doing our pick 10s for this week. There's also some great pick 10s this week because you can win £10,000 in Saturday's AFTV Pick 10, and you can win £2,500 in the Arsenal versus Manchester United special, right? And we're going to do our picks in a little bit. But first of all, before we get into that, I need to talk about that game, the North London derby. I'm sorry, I'm still reveling in it.
I love it.
I'm still reveling in it, right?
I'll say it.
It was, you know what made me laugh, right, is after the game, we were doing some interviews outside the ground, right? You'd gone by then. Cheers, by the way.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah. You'd gone when all the... when
I've
all
got
the,
an escort home, you know.
when all the Spurs mob turned up.
Yeah.
When their firm turned up, you know what I mean? Right?
As it happens, they was walking down the road, big load of them, about 30 Spurs fans coming out and went, "Where's that AFTV?" I said, "Round the corner, mate."
This guy turned up, right, and he goes, "Listen, right," he goes, "you don't film it here. You ain't filming it here. You ain't lording it up on our manor." I said, "Mate, we've already finished." But no, listen, it was glorious.
Oh, glorious.
What a win.
What a win. Glorious. I'll tell you what was great about it, and I mean this sincerely, is that I felt that Tottenham were a little bit scared of us before the game. You know, a couple of me mates and all that going,
yeah, they were
you're
nervous.
you're going to win. Yeah, cool, you know, saying it. First 10 minutes, I thought, you know, Spurs come out in the first couple of minutes. And
5 minutes.
First 5 minutes, yeah.
Give them
5. First 5 minutes. And then we've done a bit of pattern of play, and they went, "Oh my God, we better get back into shape here." Old Conte, like, you know what I mean? Had to put an hat over his wig. He was worried, like, you know what I mean? And then we just, from that first half, was unbelievable. If you're gonna play well, because I'll tell you this now, there was a little bit of pressure on us because of the Man City, Man United result.
Yeah.
You know, points were dropped, so that put a little bit of pressure, different pressure, but a pressure.
Big pressure. Now, and remember the pressure of we're playing them, and they want to stop us at all costs, right? Remember that. The pressure of we've not won there for 9 years, right? The pressure of a lot of people thinking, well, you know what, this is another one of those tests where Arsenal are going to come a cropper. Well, I thought we were brilliant. I thought the first half, brilliant performance. Could have been more. Should have been more, I think. I mean, when that, I just still feel bad for Partey, right? That ball, that hit the bar, that hit the post, right? Because that would have been one of the goals of the North London derbies.
Ever.
You know, ever. It was unbelievable, right? But we dominated the first half. Should have been more ahead. And then in the second half, you saw a different Arsenal performance in that they just looked after the game. You know what I mean? Sometimes caught Tottenham on the counter-attack, but defended really well. I thought Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White, they were exceptional at the back, you know what I mean? Zinchenko, Partey just in front of them, really, really defended well. And Aaron Ramsdale in goal, pulled off some great saves, you know what I mean? By the way, I think out of all those saves, I think I'd expect him to make all of them, apart from that one from Sessegnon. That was an unbelievable save, right? But he was solid as a rock. He did everything absolutely brilliantly. And I just thought it was a thoroughly professional, excellent away performance at a very, very hostile place. Well, it used to be a hostile place. It was so quiet there. You know what I mean? I'll tell you what. Did that surprise you?
Myth. I'd say, listen, I'm going to say this about the ground. I'm going to say this, it's a fantastic stadium. I've got to say that.
That's right.
It's just, no, it is a fair. But one thing I'm going to say about it, I don't know if you feel, bit dull, isn't it? Like, it's very dark in there. Don't you think? Very dark, like, bit like, you know, I don't know why, but that's the only criticism I've got of it. But when they go on about an atmosphere, it's a great atmosphere, like, it is nowhere near what it used to be like the old White Hart Lane. Now, that was hostile and fantastic, and it was a great atmosphere. That was nothing compared to it there. Nothing like, you know what I mean? Behind you, you've got all the people in hospitality, like, laughing because they're 2-0 down. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So they're proper fans, they are, aren't they? Like, you know what I mean? Like, laughing. And half of them, and I'll be honest with you,
half of them are Arsenal fans.
A lot of Arsenal fans in there. Other thing is, the other half are all taking videos of all of us celebrating. Tottenham fans taking videos of us celebrating, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, come on. So the dynamics of of their ground now has changed.
Yeah.
It's completely. It was a hostile place to go to.
Yes,
you know what I mean? And you know, and a tougher place for me to go and win there. You know what I mean? Like, but that was a bit of a myth for me. But I tell you, it's a great thing. Like, you know. Before the game, yes, Lloris over Ramsdale, yes, everybody, he's finished now. Like,
World Cup winner.
World Cup winner. He's actually got more goals, Lloris, Premier League goals, than Richarlison. Like, you know what I mean? It's unreal, isn't it? Like, you know, get your heads around that. Like, you know what I mean? And as for him and all, you know, what I mean, has he not been charged yet? Like, you know what I mean?
You know, the incident at the end. What's your take on it? You know, funny enough, we did a live show last night. We were talking about that. Obviously, the guy that kicked Ramsdale in the back.
Been sacked.
He's been arrested.
Arrested and sacked.
He's been sacked from his job. He's been arrested. He's a 35-year-old guy from Hackney. What he was thinking, I don't know. What would make you want to do something like that? And I go, what did Aaron Ramsdale do? He kissed the badge.
Well, apparently I've spoke to a few people behind the goal that were there, and they've said that, listen, we was giving him
You can imagine what they were giving him.
But it was all in banter, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they was giving it, he was giving it back and everything like that.
And you know what? And to be fair, right, I kind of sometimes feel a bit bad, you know, from a fan's point of view. I kind of feel sometimes bad that one person's utter brain-dead stupidity ruins it for all those other fans. Because them other fans, you know, listen, we do it. We'd be giving, if it was Lloris, we'd be giving him stick and stuff like that. What makes someone think that they can go down and
get away with it?
Football and then try and get away with it? He's running up the stands and, you know, hiding behind his mates and stuff like that. You're not going to get away with it. They've got about... how many cameras they got at games nowadays?
I just think it was a listen, you know, I'm not sticking up for the fan in no shape or form, but it's a minute of madness from him, an absolute minute of madness.
But I heard at first I thought minute of madness is right at the front of the stand.
No, he come down.
He come down. That's not a minute of madness.
But I think he's come down. He hasn't come down to kick him. He's come down to abuse him. No. And he's just lost his head, Robbie. You know what I mean?
Come on, it's lost your head.
Listen, I'm not making no excuses for it.
To me, this lost your head thing don't work when you enter a pitch and go and kick somebody.
No. Like, but I also
and
think...
apparently, I think they said he threw something as well.
Yeah, he threw something as well, like, you know what I mean? Threw his season ticket on there. He ain't going to use it. He ain't going to need it no more anyway, like, you know what I mean? So, like, there you go. But no, like, also, and I say this now, right? Put the stupid Richarlison out of the equation, right? The fans are giving him a little bit of stick. He kisses the bears. He goes and picks up his stuff and he's gone. But because Richarlison does what he does, he provokes that situation even worse. And for me, he's got to be done for it.
Yeah, Richarlison.
I'm not saying get him self-suspended because he helps us out when he plays. He's fucking useless. You know what I mean? Like, but like no, if he doesn't start on Ramsdale, then it doesn't infuriate. So what I've said from a couple of my Spurs mates that were behind there, they were turning around and saying that he was giving them loads of abuse. Back and forth, it was all banter.
Ramsdale will just be laughing at him.
It was all banter, you know what I mean? Like, you know, they were giving him some name, like, you know, you can imagine what's going on. He's turned around and laughed and giving it all like this, and it was like...
Listen, they were giving it, your fans, you give it, they were giving it, I mean, every time Partey, the amount of stick he got, right? So they're giving it, right? That's the one thing we need to cut out with this game, right? Because there was also... I saw Arsenal on their website yesterday posted something that there was some anti-Semitic abuse, not just at the game, but from an Arsenal fan to another Arsenal fan. I mean, it's shocking. You know what I mean? I honestly, that needs to be cut out. We say it every year and it still happens. And also, you know, listen, we can have our hostilities, but I mean, come on, man. And I want to give it up. There was a couple of Tottenham fans after the game, right? When we sort of got confronted, when we was finishing off our videos, right? There was a couple of other Tottenham fans who were walking past who came, got in the middle of it, and were saying to the other Tottenham fans that were sort of, you know, trying to have a go at us, these so-called bad men, right? They were saying to them, listen, go home.
Yeah.
We lost. They go, listen, one of the Tottenham guys goes and goes, listen, they ain't beaten us for 9 years. They've beaten us here. They're the better team. We just got to take it. And I was like, fair play to that guy, man. You know what I mean? It's a game of football at the end of the day.
Exactly that. And
it's a game of football, just, it's not that deep, you know what I mean? Well, it is that
deep.
It is that
deep. It is that deep. And listen, the rivalry is what you want and all that.
Yeah, we love the rivalry.
There is it, you know what I mean? Like, I've got family that are Spurs, and I was speaking to them after the game, you deserve to win, you're the better team.
Yeah. You should never get out
some of my mates are right die-hard Spurs fans. I'm right, go all the time. And they, one of them phoned me up and he said, "Fair play, you're the better side today." It hates me to say it, and they're worried. They're worried. You know what I mean?
So they should be worried.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get into the Man United game. Actually, before we do that, let's do the pick 10s. Right?
Do you know one of the pick 10s? Before we go into this pick 10s thing, like, you know what I mean? Because I had a right poor. I got 3.
I think I got 4.
Yeah, you got 4. Like, yeah, I mean. But on the
it's hard, man.
On the special Arsenal and Spurs, I've got everyone right, apart from the corners. Now corners, come on.
I know. You know what I've noticed with corners?
Come on.
This is just my thing with the corners, right?
It's pot luck.
With the corners, right? I just go low on corners.
Yeah,
there's not as many corners in games
as you think. Yeah,
there really isn't.
I got that wrong. I got everything else right, but I just want to put that out there. Like,
you still got it wrong, right? Just going through the pick 10 for this week. 10 grand to be won on this for Saturday. Coventry versus Norwich.
Right, I went against Norwich last week, which was a right stupid thing to do. You've got a new manager, and I just thought, Preston are doing well.
What's that manager used to be at Huddersfield?
Yeah, he's decent. So,
yeah.
I'm going Norwich this week.
I'm going for Norwich. Liverpool versus Chelsea.
Liverpool.
I'm going Liverpool because they're at home.
Yeah, I can't stand Chelsea.
Nor do I. Birmingham versus Preston. I'm going to go Birmingham. Birmingham have been on a poor run.
Yeah,
but they did win during the week in the FA Cup.
Do you know what? Birmingham have been on a poor run since that bloke nicked out McDonald's that day. Do you remember that? That'd teach him for nicking out McDonald's. You know what I mean? Like, they was top of the game. That was second in the league when he done that. Like, you know what I mean? Just remember, if you ever see us on an away, don't nick out McDonald's.
Yeah, that was that Birmingham fan we saw at that station.
Yeah, he nicked it.
Yeah, he did. He nicked out McDonald's. Right?
About 40 quid.
He was sneaky. He was.
Yeah, brilliant. He done it fantastically well, I have to say. But there you go. So
Julian's still suffering for that. Bristol City versus Blackburn Rovers. Ooh.
Oh, do you know what?
I'm going Bristol City.
Yeah, home advantage. Bristol Rovers.
No, they won during the week.
Yeah, they won in the cup.
Blackburn are weird, aren't they?
Weird. They're in the top. I think they're 3rd or 4th. But every time I see them, they keep losing games.
Yeah. QPR versus Swansea.
Swansea can't score goals, so QPR.
You've been doing your research, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm high now. I'm not having it no more. I'm focusing.
I'm going for a draw.
Right.
Bournemouth versus Nottingham Forest.
This one.
This is a tight one, man.
I'm going to go Bournemouth, but just because of home advantage. But
I'm going Forest.
Forest are doing well now,
Forest are doing all right, man. Southampton versus Aston Villa.
Or when the Saints. I'm going for Southampton.
So am I, Even though Villa are a much better side, Southampton on a little bit of a resurgence.
Turn it around slightly. This is the one.
Confidence, isn't it?
This is the one.
Leicester versus Brighton.
I ain't got a clue. I haven't got a clue.
Brighton.
You're going Brighton?
Yeah, good side.
I'm going to go Leicester then, but just for home advantage.
Okay. West Ham versus Everton. This game, El Sakiko.
El Sakiko, this one.
El Sakiko, man.
Now, this is unbelievable. If Everton lose this, Frank Lampard probably gets sacked after West Ham. The West Ham fans will love that.
But then they'll have a new manager probably in before our game when we play them away.
Yeah.
So I need Everton win. But I can't see Everton going away there. I can see this being a bore draw, man.
You know, Everton ain't got a game.
West Ham have just signed Danny Ings.
Yeah, yeah.
West Ham.
Yeah, I think home advantage.
Crystal Palace versus Newcastle.
Do you know what? Would have took a lot out of Crystal Palace that game there.
But that will lift them though as well.
Will Newcastle attack? Last time they come to London, they didn't attack, did they?
No, they didn't, but they will in this.
Do you reckon they will?
They will in this.
They might put.
I saw that they're selling Chris Wood.
Are they?
Yeah, Forest, I think, are one of them clubs going to.
I think Newcastle, all jokes aside, I think are a good side. And
shock Palace to win.
I'm going to go draw then.
Yeah, you're going to draw Palace to win, right? That's my entry.
And will Elise celebrate? That's what
I couldn't understand why he didn't. Does he support United or something?
I don't know, but I'll tell you something. I'll celebrate more than him.
All right, you know what? Quickly, let me just do the Arsenal Man United special.
Oh, yeah. Right. I bet they got the corners on it, Rob.
Arsenal to win, yeah?
Yes.
Both teams to score? I'm going no. Because I think Arsenal are going to win 2-0.
Oh, 2-0. No, I think they might get one, Man United.
Over 2.5 goals, so no for me.
Yeah. Yes for me.
Arsenal winning the first half, yes. Arsenal have over 6.5 corners, no.
No.
Man United to have over 4.5 corners, no. Arsenal to have over 1.5 cards, no.
Yes.
I'm going no. Because we've got players that are running the risk, so
yeah,
two
bookings, I think 2 wickets.
Man United to have over 2.5 cards, yes.
Yes, dirty side.
Odegaard to assist at any time.
Well, he does every week, yeah. I don't know. Do you know what? That's a bit harsh. I had him. That was the other one I got wrong. I weren't happy about. I'm going to question who wants this. I'm going to question on this. Yeah. It said Martin Odegaard to assist, and I said yes, right? But he scored, right?
Well, that's not an assist.
Yeah.
He scored. It's not an assist.
So I lose a point with that. Yeah.
You're getting desperate. And Marcus Rashford to score at any time. No. He looked pretty quiet the other night.
I think he's carrying a little knock. You know, he got that little knock against Man City. I thought he was very quiet in that game yesterday.
He was. He did get an assist though, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did get an assist.
But, you know.
But yeah, so those are ours. On this actually, what I wanted to, and don't forget guys, you can enter your AFTV PICK10. The link is in the description. Download the app. You can enter. It's great fun. £5, and you could, chance to win. It's a pot of 10 grand on a Saturday and 2,500 on a Sunday. You can win yourself a share of that. You can win all of it, right? And it's great. It's great. Me and him play it every week. Trossard. Just before we get into the Man United talk, Trossard. Leandro Trossard, heavily linked with a move with Arsenal. According to Fabrizio Romano, it's all progressing through. The player wants to move. It sounds like Mudryk, doesn't it? But the player wants to move.
Deja vu.
Arsenal talking to Brighton about the fee. Said to be probably going to be around anything from 20 to 30 million pounds. He scored 7 goals this season. He scored a hat-trick at Anfield. That's not to be sniffed at. And he's been having generally a very good season up until the new manager, De Zerbi, and him fell out after the World Cup. De Zerbi saying that he told him that he wasn't going to be playing in an FA Cup game, and Trossard apparently refused to train and went home, which is not a good thing. Agent came out after that and said, listen, Trossard wants to leave. His contract's up in the summer, but they can extend it by an extra year. But it does look like this could be Arsenal's first signing of the January transfer window. Of course, we know that we missed out on Mudryk. We missed out on João Felix as well. I kind of think when I say missed out, we kind of said we were not going to pay the sort of money that they wanted for that loan deal. Trossard, would you be happy with that? Yeah,
I'm happy with it. One thing I will say this, and all Arsenal fans, there's a few criticising it and a few going mad about it, going over the top about it. What I look at it, there's been a few. When you look at it, we went for Martinez and we got Zinchenko. Who would you prefer to have? Martinez. People were going mad about Maddison and we got Odegaard. Who would you prefer to have now?
Yep, true.
You know what I mean? So I trust Edu and Arteta when it comes to transfers. They don't normally get them that wrong. You're going to get 1 or 2 wrong, but 9 times out of 10 they've been all right. So if that's who they want to go for, I'm happy to go with it. Yep. Premier proven. Yep. That's one thing that you can look at there, and also, he scored goals against the top teams in the Premier League, and what we need is a couple of bodies. I don't care who they are at this moment in time. We need them. And listen, it's not in the we was just talking about this off air, it's not the most exciting signing, right? It's not an exciting sign, but those are the important ones. No. Was we excited about Ben White?
No.
Was we excited about Tomiyasu?
No.
Was we excited about Jesus?
Not,
50-50.
Yeah, you know what?
Certainly excited about him now.
Yeah, and it's true. Were we excited about Ramsdale? As a matter of fact, a lot of people were criticising that Ramsdale signing, and look how brilliant he's been. And I was one of those criticising it. I was like, Ramsdale, are we sure? We got Leno, he's all right. And we've seen how good Ramsdale's been.
Yeah, Gabriel was another one.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Was everybody excited about that?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you're right, Lee. You know what I mean? Sometimes, like you said, we were excited about Pepe, and look how that's worked out, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, there you go.
We were excited about Ozil. All right, well, he had good times, you know what I mean? But it's true. Sometimes it's what you need. It's the practicality of these signings. As a matter of fact, I was sort of talking about this the other day. Look at, not just Arsenal, look at across a lot of clubs, signings, big signings, that when those signings have been made, you are super excited about, and how some of them have worked out over the past few seasons in this country. So I kick Cristiano Ronaldo and all the Man United fans.
Oh, yeah.
Viva Ronaldo, and running out to get their number 7 shirts.
Yeah.
How did that work out?
Yeah.
The Chelsea fans jumping up and down when they brought back Lukaku. How has that worked out? As a matter of fact, now I'm hearing that Inter Milan might send him back at the loan because he's not really playing well there. But how did that work out?
Fernando Torres, remember all that?
Remember, yeah. So sometimes these big mega signings don't always work out. And what I like about the signing of Trossard, like you said, or I'm saying the signing, and I know that apparently Chelsea are interested as well, so it could be down to the last minute.
I'm trying to sell a lawnmower. Hopefully Chelsea come buy it. Like, you know what I mean?
But what I like, if we do get this one about the signing of Trossard, is that, like you said, it just makes perfect sense. He's all right. It's not a super exciting signing, but we've seen the guy. He's a talented footballer. We will link with him in the summer, so it is a player that we've shown interest in for quite a while. It's not just like a knee-jerk because we didn't get Mudryk. I look on it and say it's a sensible plan B. He'll be able to just come straight in and play. Other players need time to adjust to the Premier League. Even Mudryk, if we'd have brought Mudryk in, Mudryk's season's finished.
Yeah, it's finished before the World Cup.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And so he's not even had a proper pre-season and assimilation with the team. Whereas, you know, somebody like Trossard has been playing at Premier League level all season up until the last few weeks. He also played in the World Cup. He's a very experienced player. But it's that thing of knowing the Premier League. And the intricacies of that can be just even knowing the ground you're going to.
Well, exactly.
Because you think about it, if you're a brand new signing, you've come into the Premier League for the first time, every time you go to a ground,
it's all new.
It's all new for you, right? Every team you play against, you don't know you don't know what you're up against as a player. When you're a player who's played in the Premier League, you do know. So somebody like Trossard, if he was, say, in the team for the Man United game, he'd be like, well, I know what it's like to be up against Lisandro Martinez. I know what it's like to be up against, Wan-Bissaka. I know, if I get a shot off, I think De Gea's a little bit weak on this. You know what I mean? He's got his own sort of mental research that he's done on players because he's faced them so many times. I know that if I try and beat him on the inside, he's very strong there. So, you know what I mean? So it's those little intricacies that when you sign a player that has already played in the Premier League, he's not got to get used to it. Even down to little details like he knows what the opposition change room is like at thing because he's sat there many a times. He knows what to expect when he walks out of the tunnel at Goodison away or whatever, you know what I mean? Whichever ground it is, those little things go a long way. And remember, January, the primary reason a lot of times you bring in a player in January is you need someone to hit the ground running fast. It's not like when you sign a player in the summer, then you get him in and then you have a pre-season and he has time to adjust and that, and then, you know what I mean? This is different in January. This is why a lot of teams don't like to make signings in January, right? Because you want someone who's going to come and help you right now. And also, I think that Trossard will be very excited by the Arsenal project. I mean, number one, the top of the league. Right? So who wouldn't want to go to a team that's top of the league? Your profile as a footballer is going to go up through the roof. You know, whatever his following is on Twitter or Instagram, he's going to quadruple overnight. He's going to be on a different profile, so that will help his career when he's playing for Belgium. He's you know, everything's going to be so different. He's going to play in Europe, which he wouldn't be playing in Europe. He's at Brighton. He's going to be playing in the Europa League because we're still in that. If everything goes to plan, we'll be playing in the Champions League next season.
Yeah.
You know, he's in with a club, in with a big chance of winning things. I mean, he surely will be chomping at the bit and it's so buzzing and excited to come out and put in everything for Arsenal from now till the end of the season. So for me, makes perfect sense.
Three things. I remember going back in the day, we used to moan about never signing a player with Premiership experience. Like, you know what I mean? Now we are. Secondly, I think if you get someone like Mudryk in, like, you know, 100 million. I'm not saying that I'm disappointed or not. But if you was to bring someone in for 100 million, you've got to expect him to be playing. Could upset the dynamics of the team at this moment in time. With him coming in, not necessarily he's going to be able to play week in, week out, but you can slot over here, do this, do that. I think for the harmony of the squad, I think it ain't a bad thing. And thirdly, he's not cup tied in the FA Cup. So, you know, you can give him a game next week against Man City. You can rest one of your big boys.
The other thing as well, he can play, you know, predominantly left-sided player on the left wing. But he can also play as a second striker. He's done it before at Brighton, so you could rest an Eddie, for instance, and play him as a second striker. Yeah. He can also play as an attacking midfielder as well. He's played that role before as well. So he's quite a versatile player. I think it makes perfect sense. I was looking at this guy here, Charlie Wallard on Twitter. He put this joke. He's got a picture of Trossard in a Chelsea top, and he puts congratulations to Chelsea, who will be signing Leandro Trossard from Brighton for 100 million on a 10-year contract. And you know, we're laughing. It couldn't even be true.
I'm not like, you know what I mean? Listen, wait until it happens. I'm not going to get excited because, you know, until it happens now.
But if it does, you're happy?
Yeah, I'm happy with any. Listen, as I say this now, you know, I still think we need a midfield player. Let's hope we go and get one of them. When it comes to transfers, whether you like it or whether you don't, whether you think that Arsenal scrimp and save, which we do, you know, I'm not going to lie, I was disappointed we didn't get Modric. You know, right, whatever his name is, like Mudryk. I'm disappointed, and more so because Chelsea got a bit. When you look at it though. Do you really want to? It looks a bit like a desperation thing to me. Like, so for me, you know,
desperation from who?
From Chelsea.
Yeah, from Chelsea.
You know what I mean? Like, I think, like, from our point of view, we've calculated what we want to do, and as I said, you know what I mean? Like, we missed out. We missed out on Martinez. We got Shinchenko. I'd rather.
Yeah, you know, but it doesn't have to be. I think what we've realised with some of the signs that we've made recently as well is that it doesn't have to be the number one target, because the number one target, like you said, was Lisandro Martinez last summer. That was the number one target, and all the talk was that Arsenal were going to play him on that left-hand side, right? And they decided, you know, not to pay crazy money for him, and also, you know, it looked like Lisandro wanted to play.
He's not even in the Man United team regularly now.
Exactly, and
who would you prefer to have?
And Zinchenko has been absolutely brilliant.
How good was he, by the way?
Oh, he was brilliant against Tottenham.
How good was that
Honestly,
performance?
Fantastic. And you know what? And what I've also seen with him is not just him as a player; it's what he obviously brings to the team
when he comes out.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
He ran out, didn't he?
Yeah.
Not that you needed hyping up for that game, but he came around when he was doing his warm up, giving it to the fans.
To the fans,
love it.
Coming. So he knows
that.
He knows what it means, and you can see the spirit he's bringing to that team, his experience. You know what I mean? So, again, you are so right, Lee. And then there's been other, like you said, there's been other signings like that. What Arteta and Edu have been trying to do is get in players that fit the system.
What about, what's it,
Mudryk would have fitted the system.
Vlahovic you wanted. Who would you prefer to have now, that Vlahovic or Jesus?
Jesus.
Yeah.
But if you'd have asked me last year, I'd have said Vlahovic.
100%.
Yeah.
100% I would have gone for that.
So we're going to have to trust this one.
I'm going to I trust it when it comes to these. You know what I mean? And it's not because, you know, people are going, oh, because you've spoken to Edu and all that. Like, it's nothing to do with that. Like, I look at it, proofs in the pudding. I've just mentioned it. Vlahovic, Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, Martinez, Shinchenko, Maddison, Odegaard. I remember when Odegaard signed, a lot of people were going absolutely mad about that.
I remember at the time, I couldn't believe that, because I was like, he'd come in on loan, he'd done brilliantly, and people were like, yeah, he's all right. He's all right. You know what I mean? Look at him now. So now we got to trust this one. I think it'd be a good signing. Let's hope it happens. Let's get into it though. The big one, Sunday, 4:30 kickoff UK time. It is Arsenal versus Manchester United. All right, they're not coming in to the game in second place now, but it's still a huge game. They'll still think to themselves, if they can get a result at the Emirates, you know, that they are in the title race. Arsenal, though, on the other hand, will look at it and say, if we get a result, we're kind of taking them out of that argument. Yeah. You know what I mean? If I look,
it's a massive game.
Massive game. Look at the table at the moment. Arsenal on 47 points. Manchester United on 39 points. So we're 8 points ahead of them as it stands with a game in hand. But if we were to win that game,
double digits,
11 points ahead with a game in the hand.
Double digits.
I mean, that's starting to look a big distance between the two teams. Massive game.
Do you know what?
It's so important. It's not even. I look on it now, and it's not even just the United thing. We're in a title race. It's a game we've got to win. Yeah,
and do you know what? Arsenal at this moment in time cannot do anything right, Robbie. I'll tell you that. You know, if we play a team like Man United, it's a test. Beat Tottenham, you got Man United next week. If we beat Man United, you got Man City, right? Do you know what someone said to me yesterday? Do you know Arsenal have not beaten anybody in the top four this season? Like, you know what I mean? We've lost to Man United, right, and we drew to Newcastle, like, you know what I mean? and they're jumping on that now. Like,
but Tottenham were in the top four, right? They were in the top four.
Of course, you know what? That's not a test. Tottenham away is not a test.
Tottenham away, we've done Brighton Arsenal. Away.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Every time.
Look what Brighton did last week to
Liverpool.
To Liverpool. You know,
we smashed them. We absolutely smashed Brighton.
Chelsea away.
You know what I mean? Like,
you know, I mean, come on, man. You know, I mean, honestly, I like when people are talking like this.
Yeah,
I like when they're talking.
Well, we must be doing something right for them to be talking like that. You know what I mean? We can't celebrate. We can't do this. We can't do that. You know, we get a win against Tottenham. It's Tottenham, like, not great. Do you know one other thing someone said to me, like, you know what I mean? It's the weakest league ever, like. You know what I mean? It's the weakest league.
I heard that one the other day.
Jokes of a people. Like,
I heard that one the other day, right?
Because Arsenal haven't been great for the last 5 or 6 years. Man United have not been great, like. But no one's ever mentioned it's been a weak league without the two biggest teams.
I heard the other day someone say, the only reason Arsenal are up there is the drop off from City and Liverpool. And I'm like, what? You know what I mean? They're saying they give us no credit. I mean, both those teams have gone out and strengthened, by the way, yeah? Man City have gone out and bought Haaland in.
The weakest team
they've got it strengthened.
Newcastle have come from nowhere, like, you know what I mean? Like, don't give me that rubbish.
Man United have strengthened, right? Tottenham have strengthened, bringing in Richarlison for 60 million quid, right? They've all strengthened in the summer. Liverpool have strengthened. You know what I mean? Darwin Núñez and players like that. Cody Gakpo. They've all strengthened, right? And yet still now, it's the drop-off.
It's the weakest league.
It's the drop-off. It's like, Man City sold all their players and didn't replace none. No. They got Haaland.
21 goals.
No,
weakest
league.
Give
Arsenal the credit that they deserve, right?
Keep sucking on those lemons, people.
We have been playing the best football 100%. This season.
100%.
We have been the best team so far, because the league is. The one thing I do say where people are right, the league's not finished yet. It's still got a long way to go. But so far this season, we've been playing the best football. We've lost one game. People keep forgetting that. We've only lost one game. We've drawn 2 games. Every other game we've won. You've got to give this team credit, and we do it. The style of play. It's been the same style of play we've been playing with all season from pre-season. I remember blowing Chelsea away in pre-season. Playing the same style of football.
Away in the land, and people said, it's only a friendly. It's only a friendly.
Right? Yeah. So I feel that, but I like when they talk like this.
Yeah, I love it.
I like when they talk like this.
We're back, Robbie, like, you know what I mean? We're causing, for how I look at it now, whether we win this league or not, we are causing ripples, and we haven't done that for a bloody long while. We're back, and you know, and I'll tell you what, one of my mates got on, I'm getting nervous about this season. I said, whatever happens, we're in a title race. We're, for the first time in a very long while. That's what we've always wanted.
Teams are fearing us as well.
And I'm enjoying it.
Teams are fearing
Bring
us,
on
right?
that sort of pressure. Man United versus Arsenal this weekend. It's a proper game, isn't it? I'm looking forward to it, like, you know what I mean? Because there's something bloody big riding on it.
Yeah.
It's not
I'll tell you
just
the
like,
other thing as well, right? You know, like, we do the old combined 11s a lot of time here on AFTV when we team up with different clubs. When we did the combined 11 last week with Tottenham, and even I remember I did it. I did it one on TV as well, on Sky. Virtually no Tottenham player gets in that team.
Nah, we was being nice to them.
I was being nice. I think the only one I was like, Kane gets in. Everybody. For me, that is the only player that genuinely right now gets into the team. Right, was Kane. Right, the Man United one. I'm sorry. You could argue for Casemiro, but we've got Partey.
I like Casemiro.
I do like Casemiro, but I think Partey scored goals, added goals as well, and assists. You know,
I would take one Man United player at this moment in time.
Yeah,
I'm not being biased.
You know, Rashford's been brilliant, but what would you Rashford instead of Saka? No. I think Saka, Rashford,
swap him for Martinelli on that.
Rashford's had a unbelievable past couple of months. Rashford has had an unbelievable last couple of months. Saka has been unbelievable all season. You know what I mean? Martinelli's been unbelievable all season. Odegaard. You know, we've got a great team at the moment as well. So that's the thing. It's not this. You've got to give this Arsenal team credit. Right? It's not. When I went to that game last week at Tottenham, I was relaxed. In the first time I was there, and I'm saying in my mind, guys, just turn up today. Just turn up, Arsenal. Just don't make the occasion get to you. We got this. And I genuinely felt that inside me. Not normally I'm going there, I'm like, oh my God.
I've never been to a Spurs game away from home, right? Maybe a little bit at home, but definitely not away from home when I've been watching the Invincibles, the great side of 91, the George Graham era and all that. After 20 minutes, turning around to Julian, who was next to me, and said, "We are winning this game." I've never ever had that comfortableness in all my life supporting Arsenal away from home at Tottenham. That's what this team's doing at the moment.
Yeah,
it's not so much the way they play, it's the way they control the game by passing the ball, keeping it and all that.
So brave as well. In the way they play.
It's brave. That nearly cost them. Something like Zinchenko nearly messed up and Kane got that header. And you think, a minute to go to half time. But when you actually sit back and watch it on TV, like for the 18th time, like later on, you actually see they're doing that all the time.
It's not just
the one that just how they play.
That's their play. That's how they play.
You know, it's a controlled game of football. I've never ever seen it in all the time that I've watched Arsenal. So credit for the team and players, and that is the way that they play.
And I think when we went to Old Trafford, right? I mean, we were both there, right? And I felt that we were very unlucky that day. I thought, again, we started off the game really well. We had the Martinelli goal that got disallowed, which we've been now told, which the referees, VAR said that they made a mistake. That goal should have stood. Right, we all knew that at the time. I think had that goal have stood, it would have been a completely different game. But I thought I thought 3-1 was not.
We messed up there tactically.
Yeah, tactically. Remember, that was the first big mistake for the season that Arteta made. He made a few too many changes at the wrong time. But listen, they won that, and that sort of started the resurgence of Manchester United. But they beat us in that game, and they are a dangerous team. I think what they've done brilliantly when I've been watching a lot of their games, especially since they've come back from the World Cup, is they are very, very good on the counter-attack. The way they transition from the front to the back is very, very good. They're one of the best teams at doing it around at the moment. And then Rashford has been on fire, you know what I mean? He's been excellent. Bruno Fernandes' performance has improved a lot. I think that could be a lot to do with Ronaldo's gone now, and he's now once again the main guy. The kid they've got there, that Garnacho, he looks a player. He looks a dangerous player. They've got threats. If we are not on it in that game, they can hurt us. You know what I mean? Because they are, I do feel, they'll come to the Emirates, they will sit in, they'll be well organised. That's one thing Ten Hag has got them well organised. And if we are not careful, they can catch us on the counter-attack.
Exactly.
And they've got enough quality. We saw it in that Crystal Palace game, that if they get a chance, they'll put it away. It was, you know, you saw the quality of them. So it's going to be a really difficult game. I mean, I know Casemiro's missing, and that is to our advantage because he has been superb in that midfield. But I do think also in defence they've improved. And Varane's got back to be his best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Lisandro Martinez has been a great signing for them. He's done really, really well for them. Wan-Bissaka, I mean...
Harry Maguire got the comeback anyway.
But you know the thing is, right, I was saying to...
Go on, Harry.
I was saying this to Flex, right, that to me, I feel that United, what it is, they've got a proper manager now. Yeah. They've got a proper manager. Unlike, I was like, my criticism of Antonio Conte at Tottenham is that all I see him doing is whinging and moaning and not getting the best out of players. Where I'm looking at Ten Hag, and I'm seeing a guy that's getting the best out of players. All of a sudden... Wan-Bissaka, who all of the
quality, isn't he?
All of the United players gone, is now playing really well under, you know, Dalot has started, you know, a much improved player under Ten Hag. Rashford.
Yeah,
Rashford last season.
Luke Shaw.
You know, Luke Shaw. You know what I mean? The improvements he's made.
Fred's even had a couple of good
games.
It's
true. Fred
played very well against Man City.
Yeah. So they've got a proper manager. So this is going to be a test for us.
Oh, did you have to say that word? It's just another test. It's another
test.
It
is a test. This is a big test for Arsenal. It is a big test.
I tell you why it's a big test because
we couldn't break down Newcastle.
That's exactly it. We didn't,
and that's why
we need to couldn't break down Newcastle. I think Man United will do exactly the same, but with a little bit more threat because that's the way.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be as negative as Newcastle.
They won't be as negative, but. You don't want to be like them coming there, getting a draw or a win against us, and then people think, oh, that's how to beat Arsenal and that. So you need to go out there now, bosh, statement, like it was against Tottenham. You know, right, that's how we do it when we're away from home. But I tell you what, you're coming now to the fortress of the Emirates, and we're going to do this. And I'm really hoping that Arsenal really put them to the sword on Sunday.
Yeah, the atmosphere is going to be brilliant in that game. I mean, like you said, it's like an old school. It's taking it back to when these two teams ruled the Premier League.
Yeah.
You know, and
there was nothing better.
Is going to be
there was nothing better than those two guys. They were the best days. They were fiery. They was this and they was that. Obviously, they can't be like that no more. And that's why I'm disappointed that Casemiro.
Listen, I hate Man United, right? Because they've given me such misery sometimes.
We'd have won 6 titles if it weren't for them.
Yeah. But I am kind of glad to see him back. I don't know, it sounds weird to say that because every time I see him play, I want to see him lose.
Yeah, but I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah, for the, you know, you want to see a strong Man United back in the, if you kind of get my meaning.
You want to see like...
I don't want to see a strong Chelsea. They can stay in the mud forever. I don't care. Right?
No, well, like Man United are a proper club, aren't they?
They're a proper club, man. You know, you kind of want to see them.
If it weren't for money, Manchester City and Chelsea wouldn't be in the equation. It would be Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, of course. Yeah. Everton would be up there, massive, big, like, supported club, like, and then down the road. You know what I mean? Like Newcastle as well, like, you know what I mean? And you know, Aston Villa, a big club. You know what I mean? I'm going to say this now. Whether you think I'm right or whether you're right, I think Crystal Palace are bigger, and West Ham are bigger clubs than Chelsea back in the day.
Palace,
South London.
No, they weren't bigger than Chelsea.
Really? Same sort of, you know what I mean?
And who else?
West Ham.
West Ham was West Ham to me. When I was a youngster, I think they were bigger than or on par with Chelsea, if not bigger.
Yeah, I think they were.
Yeah, I think they were as well.
Leeds
were bigger than Chelsea. Yeah, easy.
Never seen so. Leeds would be in there, like, you know.
Yeah. Charlton.
Where would you put Spurs in that equation? Bigger than Leeds?
No, man. Leeds. Remember, Leeds used to win titles and all that. Don Revie and
it's a massive
Leeds
club.
Were a huge club, man. Peter Lorimer. I mean, Leeds were a huge club.
Yeah.
Tottenham Tottenham are good. Nah, not Leeds. Not as big as Leeds. No chance.
Aston Villa bigger than Aston Villa?
Leeds are bigger than Villa.
Yeah, so what? So
Villa have won a Champions League.
Does that mean you're a bigger club than Tottenham?
But I think, yeah, they're bigger. It's just that they've just been in the doldrums for so long. But Villa's like a sleeping giant. Biggest club in the Midlands. Yeah, bigger.
It'd be nice to put on your comments what you actually think are the biggest clubs. And where would you put?
Yeah, United are the biggest.
Arsenal, Liverpool.
Not
much between them.
Not much between them. I guess you'd have to
As
go.
in bigger club.
I guess you'd probably put Liverpool in second because of all the things they've won and all that. You know what I mean? I'd have Arsenal in third. Second stroke third. Right? Fourth. I'm just going off of history, everything now.
Leeds.
Yeah, Leeds are up there, man.
Everton have got to be up there.
Everton are up there. Villa are up there. And then the newbies of Man City and Chelsea.
I'd put Tottenham above them.
Above?
I'd put Tottenham above Chelsea and Man City, as far as bigger clubs are concerned.
Well, they won though.
No, well,
in their history, they ain't really.
They was a big, they won things in. And I've always, whether you like it or not, Spurs have always had a big following.
No, they got a big following. Even now, even when they're in the doldrums, you know what I mean, they'll never not filling away in.
No. They've always been pretty good.
Just quiet. That's all.
Very, very quiet like this week. They're lovely, like, you know what I mean? All of a sudden, the Spurs internet has gone down, like, because they're hardly on it.
They're missing. MIA. Let's get a prediction for the game. Manchester United visiting the Emirates to take on Arsenal Sunday. Massive game.
2-1. Do you know what this is one of the things that I said. Do you know when Man United have always been on top of us? They always, they always beat us. And now it's changed a little bit. I still think we're the better team. Go there and do it. Like, you know what I mean? I think this could be. I'm going to be really. You might think I'm silly on this. I think it'll be a really, really tight game, or Arsenal will win comfortably.
Yeah, you're being silly. Which one?
I'd like to think it's going to be comfortable, but I think I'm going to rule my head with my heart and go. It'll be a tight game. 2-1 to the Arsenal.
I'm going 2-0. I think we're going to keep another clean sheet.
Don't keep as many clean sheets at home as we do away.
Yeah, that's true. But we've got a very, very good record against Manchester United at home. Yeah, I can't tell the last time they beat us for 8. They beaten us for years at home.
I think the last time they beat us was when that bloody De Gea made save after save. Do you remember
32 saves, yeah.
Yeah, do you remember that?
No, we had 32 shots, yeah.
And he was unbelievable that day.
No, I'm going for an Arsenal win. We're confident. You know what I mean? That win against Tottenham was huge. We've had a little bit more rest than them as well.
Yeah, that could be a key, that.
Yeah, they've had that game. And that was,
did they go back home or did they stay here? That's an interesting thing, because they've got to come back.
Yeah.
Come back. I know, that's the thing, but travelling's a key.
Yeah, I think we'll be fresher. And I think, we know that if we win this game, we're almost putting them out of the
and the Emirates is going to be the Emirates
is going to be Sunday.
It's going to be
rocking. I'm going 2-0 to Arsenal. What do you guys think? Leave your predictions in the comment section. I want to hear from you guys about Trossard. What do you think? If we get Trossard, will that be a good signing? Still, give us your tell us what you did after that Tottenham game, right? What did you do? Tell us how many times you've watched back the game. Tell us how many drinks you had. Tell us how much fun you had with your Tottenham fans, the banter you had with your Tottenham mates, want to hear from you on that. And also I want to hear from you on the big one, Arsenal versus Manchester United. Who's going to win that game? How do you think we go about winning it? Want to hear from you guys. Also, check out all of our great content that we've got coming out all around that massive game against Manchester United. Brilliant content, super fan debates, everything, the lot. We're all over it. So make sure you check it out here on AFTV. Don't forget to subscribe. Hope you've enjoyed the Invincible podcast. Remember, it's available here on YouTube and also on all formats. So make sure you get it now. Thank you to you, Lee.
It's been a pleasure.
And we will see you next week. The Invincible podcast. Myself, Robbie, and Lee Judges come together once a week to discuss all things Arsenal. straight talking, considered discussion, brought to you by the fans of the only club in Football League history to go invincible.